So today we're talking about peace and how to have peace with both yourself and also how to have peace with others. And this is something that I know very, very well. And also a lot of the clients that come to me are looking for that inner peace, and they're also looking at how to create that peace with other people. And that's just what I do, right, with the heart connection work. And this is something I've been doing for 25 years ago. But if I rewound to 25 years ago, I was not at peace with myself at all, and definitely not with other people. And that's why these videos that I make, the work that I do, it's not about information. If you want information, go look at YouTube, go look at Facebook, go check out Google. This is about transformation. It's about transforming your experience of what it is to be alive, to come back into the peace, come back into the love, come back into the joy within your heart, so that then you can radiate that out. And if you're looking for that peace with other people, how to actually make that a reality. And for me, for example, I'm in my heart probably 95, 98% of the time, close to 100% of the time, both with myself. So I found that peace within. But more importantly, I can hold that space with other people so that I have that peace that I'm looking for with other people. But unfortunately, what most people are doing in the Western world anyway, is that they don't have that sense of peace with themselves. Instead, they're caught in this constant loop of stress. They're caught in this constant loop of anxiety, constant loop of worry, right? And they're like, well, where is it that I find the peace? Okay, is it peace of mind? Is that going to give me lasting peace? You might be able to find it temporarily, but it's not going to give you lasting peace. But instead, there's an eternal peace within you that's just waiting for you to return to. And for me, for example, like 25 years ago, I actually had a nervous breakdown, because that's the long-term impacts of being in all of this stress and worry and anxiety, is that something has to give, right? Now, obviously, I don't want that to happen to everyone, but it's what happened to me. It's probably the best thing that ever happened to me, because it sent me on a journey into the essence of who I am, back into my heart, back into the peace, the love, the joy that's within, and then also into connective relationships with other people. Now, back then, I was also going through what's called social anxiety. So I was actually diagnosed not just social anxiety, but also social phobia. So coming from Australia, we have a lot of snakes here. So a phobia is like that. Like if you have a phobia of snakes, it's like, oh, there's a snake, oh, freak out. Well, I was like that around people, you know. Like I go into a room filled with people, and it'd literally be like that, like sort of like a panic attack around people. But now I can go into any room, any situation, be with any single person, and be connected to the peace within, and also have that peace with other people. And the thing is that if you don't have that peace within, if you're experiencing all of that anxiety, the stress and the worry within you, it doesn't have to be that way. And likewise with people, if you're feeling alone, if you're feeling isolated, if you're feeling disconnected with people, it really doesn't have to be that way. Right? It's a very simple thing to shift, just from shifting from all of that anxiety within the mind, back into the peace within your heart, all of that disconnect that happens inside of all of your thoughts, come back into the connection and the oneness with all people through connecting with your heart. And that's why I do what I do, because I see a world where every single person on the planet is reconnected with their heart. Like, can you imagine how that would be? Like if everyone was coming from that place of peace within, yeah? If everyone was feeling that firstly within, but then with people, if every single person was reconnected with each other, like, can you imagine how the world would be? It'd be an incredible world to be living in. So if you don't have that peace within, like how do you find that? What do people do? And I remember when I was going through that and I was searching for that, I was taught these relaxation techniques. It's a very common way for a lot of people to try and find that inner peace. Relaxation techniques. And for me, for example, that was fine. When I was at home with the door closed, okay, with my eyes closed, I could find, like, I could just use those relaxation techniques to come into the peace. But I remember this one day I went to a dinner party, for example, with social phobia. Went to this dinner party and it was a complete freak out. Even though I've been practicing these relaxation techniques for months, I went to a different situation, like a dinner party, into real life, And it was all this stress and worry and anxiety and overwhelm and almost having a panic attack. All right. So what I had to do is go to the bathroom, practice the relaxation technique, and come back into the peace. All right. But then as soon as I went out of the bathroom, all of this anxiety started again, and I had to do that 4 or 5 times. And that's why relaxation techniques don't work in everyday life. Instead, it's about coming into a place within you that is always at peace, right? And you won't find that in your in your head. You won't find that in relaxation techniques, but you will find that place within your heart, your spiritual heart center, and that's why I do what I do. Now, another common thing to do to find that peace is called graded exposure, right? So you make up a list of things that make you stressed and a list of things that make you peaceful, right? And you work your way through it, right? From most peaceful through to most stressed. And when I was working with a psychologist, for example, this is what he got me to do. And I worked my way through this list, trying to keep relaxed whilst I was doing the relaxation therapy. And it was fine for certain things, but there was this one thing which completely freaked me out, and that was going to a restaurant by myself, right? All these thoughts started to spin around, like people think I'm weird, like what am I doing here? Am I doing the right thing? What's everyone going to think of me? All of this. So it was like this complete freak out. So I did that, worked with them, and I did that like probably 10 times going to this restaurant, right? Through the graded exposure. But unfortunately it didn't work, because each time that I went, I got like stressed out and anxious and disconnected from people. Couldn't find the peace within, couldn't find the peace with all of the people in the restaurant, obviously. So something was wrong, but it didn't treat the root cause, which is an overthinking mind, right? And not being connected to that place within me, right? But now that I've connected to that place within me, I can go anywhere in the world, like in any situation with any single person, and have that peace within, and also have that peace with other people, right? It's just a given. When you come into your heart, that's the symptom of being in your heart, is peace. And the other common thing that people do is that they try and change their thoughts. They're like, okay, well, I'm not feeling peace within, so maybe I can find peace of mind. And I was working with a client, for example. She had an anxiety disorder called agoraphobia. She couldn't go to the hardware shop. She hadn't been to the hardware shop for like 30 years. Okay, and she tried all of this, tried changing the thoughts, see if she could find that peace within herself, see if she could find that peace within other people, and she couldn't, right? So she came into the Head to Heart program, and she made that transition from her head to her heart. And because she was in her heart, she was feeling that peace, right? So she's in the car park. She actually drove to the hardware shop, which she hadn't been to for 30 years, and came into her heart, right? And committed to being in that space whilst in the hardware shop. And what happened is that she actually walked into the hardware shop, and she was in all of that peace, that love, that joy, that connection. And she said to me after she went there that she had all of this connection with people because she was feeling the peace within, and she could feel that peace with other people. And she said it was one of the most connective. She started crying when she went back to the car because she hadn't been able to do that for like 30 years, right? And that's the power of going from your head to your heart and start living from your heart, is that you'll find that peace within you, but you'll also have that peace in any situation, especially around people. And that's why I say that this isn't a short-term fix, if you're looking for a short-term fix, go trail the traditional routes, right? But this gets to the root of the problem, which is an overthinking mind, constantly spinning around the head, creating all that stress, anxiety, and tension within your body. All of the worry, all of the overwhelm, all of the disconnect. Okay, that's just a result if you're in beta brainwave pattern of what happens. But this is long term, because within you is a place that's always been there since you're a little boy or a little girl, and this is about reconnecting with that place. And that's why it's a long-term fix, and it's just waiting for you to step into. So if you'd like to take that journey, right, this isn't about more information. If you want more information, go check out Google, go check out YouTube, go check out Facebook if you're after more information. But if you're ready and you're committed to transforming your experience, to come into the peace within you, to have that peace with other people, then the best way to do that, or the next step to do that, is to reach out. And what I mean by that is to do something different, right? Don't go watch another video. Okay, I'm here to help. I'm here to help transform people's experience of what it is to be alive by getting out of the head, coming back into the heart, start living from that space. So if that's what you like to do, the next step is to be in touch. So to book a call, book a head to heart session with me, either me or one of my team will be in touch. And the way to do that is below this video, there's a form. So pick a date and a time, fill out the application, be as detailed as you can in that application, because the more detailed you are, the more we can help you on your head to heart session. And then after you apply, on the next page, right, and there's 6 techniques that I teach to go from the head to the heart and then start living from your heart space in the world. So watch that and take notes. It's a very detailed step-by-step training on the 6 steps that you need to take to be able to do that. And more importantly, there's also case studies there. So 4 people who have come through the Head to Heart program, they share their experience of the transformation that's happened for them. And this happens time and time and time and time again. So if you're wanting to find that peace within, it's just waiting for you. Right? You just have to do something different and reach out. And if you're wanting that peace to remain in the relationships that you have, then now is the time to do something different about it. So just book your head to heart session and we'll be in touch. And this head to heart session, it's powerful, really powerful. This is what helps people transform their experience of being alive. And the head to heart session is about you, and it's about you and your life, right? And it's designed to get you out of your head, right? To create a pathway of how to actually make that happen in reality. It's designed to create a pathway to get out of all of the anxiety, to get out of all of the stress, to get out of all of the worry, and to instead come back into the peace, come back into the love, come back into the joy within you. And it's also designed to create a pathway like about your life, like if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like you're struggling, if you're feeling like you're lost, to instead come back into that clarity within your heart, right? Where you have that forward movement from your heart, walking that one path of your heart. How do you do that? You know, creating that meaningful path for you to walk with direction. Right, we come up with a pathway on how to make that happen. And with relationships, it's also designed, like if you're feeling isolated, if you're feeling alone, if you're feeling disconnected from people, like how do you come back into that place where you can have connective relationships with people, meaningful relationships with people, with every single person that you want that with. And that's what we do on this head to heart session, is that we make that pathway very, very super clear for you. And that way you can be living from that place the majority of the time, right? By following a step-by-step system to make that happen. And at the end of the call, it'll be super obvious for both you and for me if continuing on this path of the heart makes sense for you to do. And if that is obvious, then what I'll do is I'll invite you to join the Head to Heart program. And if it's not, if I feel that the Head to Heart program isn't something that resonates with you, if I feel that there's not a fit between us, then I'll let you know that too. But either way, this is a powerful call, because at the end of this call, you'll have clarity on the steps to get from where it is that you are right now, like what's not working as well as you'd like it to get to the other side of what it is that you're trying to achieve and where it is that you'd like to be. So the next step for you is to book your Head to Heart session. So pick a date, pick a time, fill out the application, watch the training video on the next page, and show up for the call. Show up powerfully for the call, right? Because this has the power to transform your experience of what it is to be alive, so that you can come back into the peace as an experience within you, so that you can actually feel that, but also how to carry that peace, that connection in your relationships with other people. So thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to connecting with you soon.